I am so happy with how this looks for the Rangers. We have a pitcher, Jack Leiter, and he is a dude.
And while I do think his hitting is worse than Derek Jeter, it's not that far off.
You're not mentioning 2006. You can mention the other people, not 2006.
Oh, just because I bought the best soap doesn't mean your room's going to be clean. It just leaves it to where I don't believe that the Canadians had a shot.
I really don't like the Clippers just kind of sending it in when they're like,
Hi, this is Kelly Forbes with the Dallas Stars, and listening to Outsiders Opinions with Kevin and Austin.
what's up, y'all? Welcome to our NHL Opinions of the Week. Austin, the NHL gives us time a little bit, but we're recording the day of, and that just brings some excitement for the Stanley Cup Playoffs. And this one was difficult.
Yeah, I always find this one significantly harder than the NBA. And I've watched a fair amount of hockey the past couple of weeks, but this is hard. And the NHL playoffs also extremely difficult to predict. Historically, for me, I don't know if I've ever won one of these. The NHL playoffs seems to be my kryptonite. So I spent a long time trying to go through what I thought was going to happen. And again, it's not my prediction of what should happen or what I am rooting for what to happen. It's what happens, right? So it's the same scoring as always. We didn't mention this in the NBA, but 1 point for the right amount of games as a series, and then it's 1 point, 2 points, 3 points, and then 4 points for each of the rounds, and then Conn Smythe winner gets an extra point there too. But yeah, you've been historically dominant in this, so I'll let you start out with which side you want to start with.
Okay, I don't know if I'm going to win this one. This one was difficult, and I'm like, this seems a little crazy. Let's go to the East, because I was surprised. I watch hockey, but it's more like Western Conference bias. The Boston Bruins are in the playoffs, and last season I remember it was like kind of doom and gloom. They fire Montgomery, they trade a bunch of players, but look at that, they're in the Stanley Cup playoffs. So they're facing the Buffalo Sabres, and I have the Bruins winning in 7, and because of that. It's because they have Jeremy Swayman. I think Jeremy Swayman is a great goaltender to me, that he can steal a series against Buffalo, who's new to the playoffs, and Swayman has experience. So I have the Bruins advancing in 7 games. Then you have the Tampa Bay Lightning versus the Montreal Canadiens, a former Stanley Cup final matchup. And I have the Tampa Bay Lightning winning in 7 against the Montreal Canadiens. Then the Carolina Hurricanes versus Ottawa. Carolina has had has spent a lot of time in the playoffs, so I have them winning in 5 against the Senators. Then the Pittsburgh Penguins versus the Philadelphia Flyers. I have Pittsburgh winning in 6 games.
Okay. We'll start Sabres Bruins. I just don't see it happening for the Bruins. The Sabres have been very good, and I understand the Sabres have not been in the playoffs in over a decade. And I do think Swayman gives the Bruins a slight edge in that department, but because of the playoff experience he has. But I think the Sabres win this series in 6. Then I have Lightning Canadiens. The Canadiens have some underrated experience. They made a Stanley Cup final in 2021, and there was a fair amount of their young guys, whether it was Suzuki or Caulfield, that were on that team. And I have the Canadiens winning in 7. And Hurricanes Senators, that's a series that I don't think will be close at all. I have the Hurricanes winning in a sweep. And then Penguins Flyers, the interstate rival matchup. And I think this series has to go 7. I think that's kind of how this always plays out between teams that are rivals like this. But I do have Sidney Crosby moving on to the next round and winning in 7 games.
Okay, so I'll let you talk about who wins in your second round.
So the second round has 2 matchups. One with the Sabres and the Canadiens. I had the Canadiens winning in 6. And then Hurricanes Penguins. It's sad to say it because I do want Crosby to go on a run this year, but I don't really think it happens. And I have the Hurricanes winning in 7.
Okay, yeah. It's funny. I have Carolina winning. I have it in 5. I think they're going to be on a tear this season. Then you have the Canadiens beating the Lightning and then advancing to the Eastern Conference Finals. I have Tampa Bay Lightning winning in 6 against the Boston Bruins and moving to the Eastern Conference Finals.
Okay. And what does your Eastern Conference final look like?
So my Eastern Conference Finals is the Tampa Bay Lightning versus Carolina Hurricanes, and I have the Hurricanes finally getting over the hump, advancing to the Stanley Cup final because they've always come to the doorstep of the Eastern Conference final and then haven't broken through, and I have them advancing to the final.
Yeah. I have Canes Canadians. This is a matchup that I don't know how many people would expect it before the season. But I think this is a year for the Canadians. I think that this is a year that we may finally see a Canadian Stanley Cup champion after all the years of McDavid trying to go there. The Canadians themselves. I have the Canadians winning in 7.
Wow. Okay. I don't know if I said the games. I have Carolina winning in 6.
Okay.
All right. Let's go to the West, where you still have some dominant teams. But I'll let you talk about your first round.
Yeah. So my first round starts with Avs Kings, and we are starting off hot. I have the Kings winning in 7.
Oh, what? Wow.
Yes, I have the Kings winning in
You
7.
have the Kings. Wow.
Then Stars Wild. I'm sorry to say it, Kevin. I've had the Stars making it far before. I don't think it happens this year. I think that 3 straight Western Conference Finals appearances is a lot already. Asking for a 4th or even winning another series here. The Wild have been the skunk team in the West for a while now, even when they've had good matchups in the playoffs. I have the Wild winning in 6. Then Knights, Mammoth. We had this kind of talk before. Even though I really do respect the Mammoth this season, they have really caught my eye. I don't think this is the year for them. I have the Golden Knights winning in 5. And then Oilers, Ducks, even without some of the guys that the Oilers have been missing, whether that's Draisaitl or otherwise, I think they get it done over the Ducks in 7 games.
Okay. So still surprised about the Kings pick, but it is the Stanley Cup playoffs. To me, though, the Avalanche are fantastic, and I have them winning in 5, beating the Kings. Then I agree with you on the Stars Wild. The Stars, to me, it's hard. I remember saying it last year. It's hard to make it to back-to-back Western Conference Finals. They did it for a 3rd time. They're at a new coach. They're on a new coach. But they're dealing with injuries. They said Miro Heiskanen could be back, but I don't know how well he's going to play. And if you've looked at their past few games, it's been incredibly high scoring. And to me, you can't maintain that pace in the playoffs. You have to have some defense. So I think it goes 7, but I have the Wild beating them because I just think the Stars are injured, and it's going to be a wear and tear on their body for the past 3 seasons. So Wild advance in 7 games. Then I have Vegas Golden Knights. I agree with you. They're going to win, even with their new coach. Looks like he's doing well in the few games they had. But I think it will be good for the Mammoth, but it's just tough when you get paired up against a team like the Golden Knights. Then I have the Oilers beating the Ducks in 7, so not too surprising there. So I'll go into my second round where I have the Vegas Golden Knights versus the Edmonton Oilers, and I have Vegas winning again. I think the Oilers' injuries hamper them a little bit, and Vegas can advance, but it'll be a tough-fought series. Then I have Colorado beating Minnesota in 7 games.
Okay. I have the Kings continuing their hot streak and winning in 6 games versus Minnesota. I think Panarin, I know this is Kopitar's last year. I think the Kings have some firepower that a lot of people don't see. And then I do have Vegas winning at 5. I think that the Oilers are just too injury riddled to go far this postseason.
All right, so I have a Western Conference Finals matchup of Colorado versus the Vegas Golden Knights. And then what's your matchup?
I have the Kings and Golden Knights. I'll go first. I do have Vegas going to the Stanley Cup Final, making it to where the last 4 years has been Vegas, Oilers, Vegas, going to representing the West. I have the Knights winning in 6 games.
Wow. Okay, so we have the same amount of games, but I have Colorado advancing in winning in 6 games.
Okay, so our NBA and our NBA ones kind of mirror each other a little bit. I don't want to spoil anything there, but I see some similarities. But my Stanley Cup final is Knights versus Canadians. I have the Canadians winning the Stanley Cup in 6 games,
Okay.
with the Conn
Wow.
Smythe winner being Cole Caulfield, who scored 51 goals this year. I think that he'll have an explosive playoffs.
Wow. So you have Canada getting the Stanley Cup back. Wow.
In a year that they
Incredible.
lost the Olympics to the
Yes.
U.S., they get their Stanley Cup.
And it's not the Oilers, it's the Canadians.
Exactly.
Ooh, okay. So Colorado's changed themselves last year. They, of course, traded away Rantanen. And you have the two teams that you have the other team they're facing, Rantanen, where they traded him to Carolina and then eventually got traded to Dallas. I think this will be a hard fought series, but what makes Colorado go is Nathan McKinnon. And that's to me is what leads Colorado to winning its third Stanley Cup, second in 3 years, right? Or no, wait. It's been a while.
Yeah, I must say.
Wow.
They
It's
won
been
in
4?
22.
Dang, man.
Yeah,
Dang,
because
that is like 4
23
years
was
ago.
Vegas, 24 was, oh, like, I'm just saying who
Wow.
represented the West. Oilers, the last 2 years. So 25 was Oilers, 24
Wow.
was Oilers, 23 was Vegas, 22 was Avalanche.
Dang. It feels way closer than it actually is. Like that's 4 years ago. Wow. So second time in 5 years. And I have Nathan McKinnon being the Conn Smythe winner.
Okay.
So very different Stanley Cup playoffs for us. So yeah, I know
That's always how
you're
it is.
focused on that
That's always
comeback.
how it is. Yeah. The NHL playoffs, I swear, are always extremely different. Please check out our NBA playoff predictions if you guys haven't seen that yet. That released just before this one. This is an exciting one. I'm excited for the NHL playoffs. Is my favorite to watch. Those games are extremely intense, and I'm hoping to go to a couple in person. We'll see.
Yep, we'll see. They're always fun, and this is just a great time of year. You got NHL and NBA playoffs happening. We'll definitely spend a lot more time on the NHL playoffs, but we will keep you updated on both. Let us know your thoughts in the comments. We appreciate you listening to Outsiders Opinions.